here, and this is day, I think, 10 of the deep dive into the Pacific Northwest Tarot, and it is here in the bag that I made for it. A few videos ago, I did show this bag in more detail. So today we are doing the 5s and the 6s of the Minor Arcana. So, yes, it is quite cold here in New Hampshire. I'm doing these videos every day, but I'm uploading them twice a week. So a lot of these you're going to see a couple weeks ahead of time. Or I mean, not ahead of time, but after I've actually done this this reading or this walkthrough, this study. That's the word. All right. So we are doing the 5s and the 6s. And oh, I have this opposite. I have the 6s on top. All right. Let me just adjust this. All right, we'll have to do it this way because I put it on top of the pile upside down. All right, and I'm also going to grab the book. Here we go, the book. All right, so we have the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles. And let's move these up a little bit so I have room here. And I hope the sound is good. I have not edited the last like 3 or 4 videos for this series yet, so I don't know if the sound quality has gotten better. But like I said in my last video, I asked my husband for some video production stuff for Mother's Day, so hopefully in May I will have some better quality stuff. So the 6 of Wands, the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and the 6 of Pentacles. All right, so we are going to do those 5s first. All right. So the 5s in general, let's actually just pull out all the 5s because that's what I did with the last one, and I kind of like that. All right, so 5s in general have a lot to do with like conflict and just general challenges or issues, something like that. Yeah, that would kind of be my general key phrase for the 5s in general, because every one of these 5s have a level of challenge or conflict, or sort of an opposition going on. So like with both the 5s of Wands and Swords, there is a big level of conflict here. Now with the 5 of Swords, it's in my mind, the 5 of Swords is a bit more what's a word, like deadly, like a more intense conflict, whereas with the 5 of Wands, it's more like competition. So it's not necessarily as aggressive, that's the word I think I was looking for, aggressive, as the 5 of Swords, as much as it is and it could even be a friendly conflict, or a friendly competition, the 5 of Wands. And here we have 2, I'm guessing they're siblings, 2 little big cats. They're probably siblings, and they're doing that play fighting that big cats do, and it kind of teaches them how, one, it's a bonding thing, but it's also how they learn how to hunt and how to fight. So the 5 of Wands is kind of, every card is a needed energy in life. But with the 5 of Wands, it's that energy, it's a very friendly competition, and it could be more aggressive. Like both of these have a level of aggression to them, but the 5 of Swords is just, in my mind, more aggressive than the 5 of Wands. Yeah, and then with the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles, these both have a very similar feeling as well. It's almost a poverty sort of feeling. Definitely with the 5 of Pentacles, there's a level of poverty, since Pentacles often have to do with finances, money, the material things in life, things like that. Whereas the 5 of Cups is kind of an emotional burden, and like I have a hard time understanding this particular image with the meaning of the Five of Cups, but you really see it in the little icons up here at the top, the pips here. You really see what it's going for here with three cups are empty or tipped over or whatever, and then there's two cups right here. So, and I do see with the little creature here, some type of weasel. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll see in the book in a second. But, and it's focusing on what we don't have or focusing on what we lost instead of focusing on what we still have. And I really see that here with the pips, less so with the imagery. So I'll probably read the full entry for the Five of Cups for this one because I really don't know what's going on here. I mean, I see the imagery of the animal here looking down over on this side instead of looking over here. Instead of like having the safety of the enclosure here as its shelter, it's out in the open and focusing on maybe trying to find an enemy or something like that. Maybe that's what this is saying. But this is just me kind of riffing as I'm looking at the picture, though. So I will definitely look at the book to see what that means. So we kind of went over the basic meanings of each card. We've got a general competition, focusing on loss instead of what we already have. Five of Swords is a much more aggressive sort of energy, and we see here with the owl, it caught its prey, but that prey lost its life. So one of the things that I think of when I think of the Five of Swords, it's like someone won, but and we see that with the straight up sword here, but look at all these defeated swords down below, and it's almost a gloating sort of energy that I feel from the Five of Swords. Excuse me, where it's like, yeah, I won, but at what cost? And and I've lost all my friends because I've proven myself to be superior or something like that. You know what I mean? That's the sort of energy that I kind of get from the Five of Swords. And with the Five of Swords, the client or the person the reading's about may not necessarily be the one that won in this instance. It may be one of those fallen swords. It may be that little squirrel or chipmunk, whatever that is. All right, and then with the Five of Pentacles, it's that barrenness. In regards to money, it's sort of that poverty. It's needing of welfare, whereas the Six of Pentacles is about sharing in a more sort of welfare sort of feeling. The Five of Pentacles is someone who has been left behind, is out in the cold. Yeah, and maybe there's a sort of missing the community of others, because it doesn't necessarily have to do with money, of course, but there's something really barren and lacking in their lives, and that is the Five of Pentacles. So let's see what each of the I opened right to the Five of Wands. What each of the suits of the fives, or fives of each of the suits, say. All right, so with the Five of Wands: conflict, strife, aggression, competition or rivalry, a fight or argument. Yeah, I mean, this really focused on the more negative aspects of the Five of Wands. But like I said, my personal feeling of the Five of Wands is it's definitely got that conflict and competition energy, but it's not necessarily aggressive. And there could be an argument going on, but there's a friendly undertone to it. There's still a positive relationship between the people involved. And that's generally the feeling that I get from this. And I do like that they chose two like sibling bobcats here to represent this. And bobcats was the mascot of my elementary school. But yeah, so I really like the imagery here, but I don't know that I would add more keywords to this than what is in the book. Along with competition and rivalry, I might say a friendly competition, or something like that. Yeah. So I will probably read that a little bit later, but I totally understand what the imagery is saying here, so I won't read that on camera. So let's find the Five of Cups. And this one I will read because I need to understand what's going on in this picture. So the Five of Cups, and this is a fisher, probably some type of weasel or something like that. So like a fisher weasel, but it just says fisher. So, all right. So mourning, loss, grief, disappointment, failure, moving forward. Yeah, and that sort of trudging along, moving forward. Yeah, we've lost a lot, but we still have some there. But I do feel like with this card, there is a focus. There's still a grief or mourning on what we've lost, and sometimes a look at what you still have sort of energy there. Even though you have less than what you lost, you still have some. So sometimes the fire wins. Sometimes it ruthlessly takes everything, burning homes and lives into thick black smoke and brittle white ash. Sometimes it spares nothing, and even the most resilient trees succumb to its hunger. So maybe that's what we're seeing here with this tree here. It is a dead stump here. So maybe this is the aftermath of a fire. So maybe that's what it's saying here. There's an aftermath of a fire, but this old stump is still turning into a shelter in a home for this fisher weasel type creature here, ferret or whatever it is. So perhaps it is cruel that the world continues on after such tragedy, that such monumental horror is in some sense routine, an expected part of a cycle. Time continues, and in time there will be healing. Like the fisher, the forest is gone, but with care and nurturing it may one day return. The land may always be scarred with the memory of its trauma, but new life will grow from that ash-fed soil. So that is, I think, what Brendan Marnell was going for with this imagery. There's less of a focus on the animal itself, because I thought maybe, the nature of this animal, the fisher, had something to do with this. But it seems to be more of the fisher's reaction to what had happened, like this dead stump. And maybe it's still scoping out this stump, but finding this is a bit more of a positive reading of the Five of Cups because it is focusing on what we still have. Whereas I often see this card as the client or whatever's going on, we're still in a sense of loss and grief, and we're still focusing on what we've lost instead of focusing on what we have. Whereas here, I think this fisher animal is sort of making the best of this situation, and yeah, lost its home, lost its a bit of its habitat, but from that loss, it is making the best of what is left and finding a new home. So there we go. All right, so now the Five of Swords. Two of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords. All right, so there's two animals here. It is the northern spotted owl and the Humboldt's flying squirrel. So aggression. So yeah, that was the word that I was saying. So aggressiveness, that is probably the key word that I would use for the Five of Swords. So aggression, conflict again. So both of these have that conflict energy. Hostility, ambition. Yeah, so ambition I see with this. Like I've won, and there's a gloating sort of energy, but at what cost? There's that ambition at all costs sort of energy that I get with the Five of Swords. Defeat. If this is talking about if the reading is about someone who is one of these fallen swords and not the one standing still, so there is a energy of defeat with this card as well, or winning at any cost. So that was kind of what I said before, but yes. So I think this does a very good job displaying that. This owl has caught this squirrel, flying squirrel, has caught this squirrel, but at what cost? The squirrel lost its life, so it's a big defeat. So you could be the owl in this instance, or you could be the squirrel. And yeah. All right, so with the Five of Pentacles, all right, Five of Pentacles. This is the pronghorn, And poverty, of course, need, lack, adversity or hardship, loss. So both of these cards have to do with loss. Um, Desperation or worry. So yeah, um, and I definitely plan to read what this says about the pronghorn. Yeah. All right, so that is all the fives. So I'm going to do all the sixes now. So we've got the Six of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. So I see sixes as kind of a journey in and of itself, even outside of the broader tarot, you know, story or the fool's journey or something. Like we get a little mini fool's journey with the sixes here. And in fact, I'm going to order them in the way that I see this story progressing. So I see this as going like this. So I hope I'm in frame. But so I see the sixes as like a journey towards success. And we start that journey by leaving. We've got to leave what is not working. We've got to leave something behind. We've got to embark on a journey. And that shows pretty well here with this. I'm guessing this is like a hermit crab or something. In fact, I'm going to look it up real quick just to see what this animal is. This is a black-eyed hermit crab. All right, so I was right. So the hermit crab here, leaving its old shell behind to form or looking for a new shell, rather, because the shell the hermit crab is in is all cracked and broken, and here's this shiny new shell. So it's leaving what's not working behind and embarking on something, a new journey. And then we start off with that journey really needing a lot of help, and that reciprocation sort of energy here with the Six of Pentacles. And I said with the fives that the Six of Pentacles is a bit more of that welfare sort of energy, needing to ask for help, but you know, this is a give and take sort of energy. So we're giving and taking here. Yes, it's providing, it's sharing, but there is a sort of promise or a feeling that something's going to be reciprocated. I give to you and you give to me sort of energy with the Six of Pentacles. And then we move into this Six of Cups energy. And by the way, this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. I just really love this deck. You know, and in fact, this card could kind of be placed in this journey somewhere in here. I see this as a bit more on the positive side, and because of that I put it more toward the end, because this is the most positive of these cards here. But it is a sort of nostalgia energy. Maybe in this little story here, it is remembering the good times that we had with our old shell, you know. But the Six of Cups has a lot to do with like inner child, thinking about what was, that parental energy, maybe that we've asked for help from a parent. There's that sort of parental guidance of the mama octopus here, and the little children and the to-be children here, the eggs. So there's a lot of nostalgia, a lot of remembering what was, or looking back to our childhood, looking back to our family or friends from before for guidance and help. So yeah, in general, nostalgia is a great word for the Six of Cups, and I really, really love this card. I think it does a really good job displaying that. And finally, with the end of this journey, we have full-on success, a leadership. Now, the downside with the Six of Wands is it does sort of have a little bit of that Five of Swords energy, where there's a possible gloating sort of energy with this, and that would be the sort of darker side of the Six of Wands. Resting too much on your laurels, that sort of energy. But there is a general victory, we've made it sort of energy here. So in a way, I sort of see this is a sort of mini fool's journey. So, all right, so let's start with this goes in the order of wands, cups, swords, pentacles. So we'll do the wands first. Now, this is a sandhill crane. Success due to strong leadership, victory and its recognition. Like this crane here is definitely in charge, and everyone's following this crane. Praise, confidence, and pride. So pride is good and bad. So there's a prideful energy to the Six of Wands that we have to watch out for. All right, and then the cups are next. All right, the Six of Cups is the giant Pacific octopus. Nostalgia, it's a first word. Sentimentality, innocence, recollections and childhood memories, a protected place. Yes, very protected. So maybe after getting that help, we're in a more protected place here. Yeah, so love this Six of Cups. All right, and then the swords is next, and this is the black-eyed hermit crab, finding a new home, escaping a bad situation, departure, starting over, a rite of passage. So really, starting over, I think, is a great key phrase for this. Starting over, a departure, escaping a bad situation, and maybe with that Six of Cups, we're sort of maybe tempted to go back to that situation because we're remembering some of the good times from that bad situation. But we've got to remember to that we left that situation for a reason. And now finally, the Six of Pentacles. All right, Six of Pentacles, and this is the nurse log and the red vole. And this is mostly about the log itself instead of the red vole. So this is generosity, charity, giving, sharing wealth, help and support, receiving what you need, and gratitude. So there isn't so much in these keywords, there isn't so much a give and take energy that I often get from the Six of Pentacles. So a sort of, I'm not sure what the phrase is that I'm trying to go for here, like a quid pro quo or something like that. There is that, and I guess that would be a little bit of the negative side of the Six of Pentacles is that giving, but you're expecting something in return sort of thing. But sometimes that's necessary though. But yeah, so this the book here focused a lot more on the more positive aspects of that, focus more on the giving part. Yeah, generosity, charity, giving. Yes. All right, so now we are going to, I'm going to reorder this once. There we go. All right, we're going to start doing the readings, the two cards surrounding the center card here. All right, I'm going to shuffle the cards and be right back. Okay, I've done a few shuffles here. I think I'm going to do one more riffle shuffle and then a few overhands, and we'll just see. I can't bridge these. They're just a little too stiff, and in fact, trying to bridge them is what slightly bent that one card ever so slightly. All right, so with the Five of Wands here, we have the Nine of Cups and the Moon. All right, so the Moon is a very unknown, dreamy sort of energy. Yeah, and then this Nine of Cups is like abundance and maybe a bit too much of a frivolousness. Yes, and then we have that conflict in the middle. Yeah. So I might see this as a sort of a wish fulfilled after standing your ground and after a fierce competition, because we've got that dreams here, and then a sort of wish fulfillment here with the Nine of Cups. That could be one interpretation, or we could, depending on the reading, depending on the context, we could be spending too much, and this is causing a conflict in our relationships or a conflict in our life, and there's an anxiety or a worry about where to go from there, and being a bit too frivolous with spending or something. There's some sort of frivolousness that is leading to this issue that's unresolved, and we don't know what's going to happen with this, because the moon for me, and I think I mentioned this when I did uh, the moon, the walkthrough of that, the study of the moon. The moon for me is a tough card, because it's often a I don't know kind of card. Like, that's kind of the energy it gives off. And I sort of jokingly call it the Magic 8 Ball tarot card, because it's almost like getting that answer unclear, try again later answer when with a Magic 8 Ball, and it is that sort of energy. And so there's an unknown to this, uh, and sort of a vagueness. I think vagueness is a perfect word for the moon. And there's a deception too. Maybe we thought we had more than we had, and this has led to some issues. But anyway, so there's lots of different ways I could probably read this particular reading. All right, so the next one, we've got the 5 of Cups. Let's see, the 7 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. Huh. So the 2 of Cups here, it's like the 2 that are left right here. So we're stepping back after working hard on something, and realizing that a lot of this has fallen through. We've put a lot of work into something, and we started to see some of the fruits of that labor being produced here. But something happened, and we lost a lot of it. But we're left with some goodness here. There's stuff we can salvage from this. On the 2 Cups, there's a partnership. We still have our loved ones here. After losing something, we still have a partner, or we still have something to hold on to that will still bring happiness and joyfulness, even after being sad that a lot of this didn't work out. So yeah, that's how I would read that. All right, so now we've got the 5 of Swords. And so the High Priestess, another slightly unknowable sort of energy. A High Priestess and the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Huh, interesting. So I think maybe, and I'm thinking about this in like a work sort of environment here. So maybe the person here, the winner, the aggressor here, is ultimately succeeding and getting this legacy for his family, or his lifestyle, from information that he had that other people didn't have. So there's, or possibly a hidden talent that this person had that other people were at a disadvantage of. And this person aggressively leaned into that and came out on top for sure. I mean, this is a total legacy card, lots of earnings, money, or inheritance. But like in this sort of situation, I feel like there was something and it could be an inheritance. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe there was something unknown in the will that someone knew about and took advantage of that at their own benefit, and and a great inheritance came in, and but left the rest of his family in the dust. So that would be definitely a consequence of this aggression here. So that just came to me just because of the family tree sort of energy of the 10 of Pentacles here. But yeah, I mean, that could be a reading, or it could be a work situation where, let's say you are the aggressor here. You had a hidden talent or a hidden something that put you at an advantage above everyone else, and you came out for sure on top and got a big payout here. So yeah, a few different ways you could read this. All right, so the 5 of Pentacles. We have the page, or the Ace of Wands. So a sort of fiery energy here, and then a barrenness, and then the Page of Swords. Very, Huh. So the Ace of Wands, like I said, is like that fiery burst of energy. It's definitely something that gets people going. Like it is that spark of inspiration. That let me see if I can find what the key words here from I'm trying to think of. Passion. That's I think the word I was trying to go for. There's a passion, excitement, inspiration, creativity, urgency, and spontaneity. There's an urgency here maybe to do something about this poor situation. There's an urgency to step out of that. And the Page of Swords is pages are people who are just starting out. They're let me see if I can find the keywords here to really show what I'm trying to say here. So a curiosity, intelligence, inspiration, a quick wit, fast study. So there's this person is there's an urgency, something's being lit under their butt, and they are setting out on this, and they're new to this, whatever this is doing, but to get out of this situation. And eagerness is also one of the keywords. So there is an eagerness sort of. So this person in this poverty type situation, or in this barren situation, is being motivated strongly to act on this and to step out, even though they're new, even though they're new on this. There's an eagerness to succeed. So yeah, that's what I would see here. In general, pretty positive reading with the even with the Five of Pentacles there. All right, so now we're on the sixes, Six of Wands. So let's do strength and the World. All right, so definitely top of the world here. So yeah, I would see this as a totally positive reading. Like, definitely use our strengths and our wits, and came out on top, and in this leadership position. Definitely sees the world as its whole instead of as a micro, and sees the big picture. Yeah, and this is definitely a very positive aspect of the Six of Wands here. A true leader sort of energy here. So yeah, I mean, not much else to say on that one. Just very positive reading for someone. All right, the Six of Cups. I love this card. All right, so the Seven of Wands. So a sort of defensive energy, being defensive. And then Temperance. So, Temperance. Like I said, with Temperance, I feel the same with the Moon, a little bit with the High Priestess, but it's that, like, energy. So it's a balancing sort of energy. So there's this, not so much an aggressive, but a defensiveness. I think of the Seven of Wands as being on the defense. And then we have the Six of Cups, this sort of safe place sort of energy, and cowering to be protected. So wanting to stand our ground, wanting to be stubborn, or argue. I don't know if argue is the right word, but wanting to be on the defense, but also this sort of submissive energy here. And so the Temperance is finding a balance between being this stubborn, defensive person and being submissive and cowering. There is a sort of encouragement to find a happy medium between the two. And I just want to pull a separate card, like a different card for Temperance. Instead of that, what if we did this? Oh, there. Maybe it wants me to read that sort of energy because we've got choices here. So we have the choice of being defensive and on the defense, or that sort of cowering or submissive energy. So, all right. So much for that, because I was going to be like, let's see if we can find a different sort of energy for this to connect these two, but we're getting the same sort of thing. This is finding a balance, and this is making a choice. So, all right, well, whatever. All right. So, Six of Swords. King of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards in this deck, just because of how beautiful this is. And the Queen of Wands. So, I could kind of see this as a child leaving home. And maybe this isn't necessarily a bad situation, but the King of Pentacles is often quite, you know, towering and, you know, maybe, I don't know if oppressive is the right word, but I see these as being parents and maybe a child just leaving the home. Maybe it's a bad situation. Maybe there's just feeling stifled from the Queen of Wands energy. Is a, let me see what the book says for that Queen of Wands. Just want to see what it says here. And of course, it's a cat, and I love this image. I almost put this in my favorites category just because that the heterochromia of the cat here is, the cat's eyes are very eye-catching. But yeah, so action tempered by insight, connection to one's true self, vivacity and intuition, confidence, vanity, haughtiness, a witch. You know, that's a good card there for a witch. So, and I definitely see a Queen of Wands energy in myself, you know, and in fact, I could kind of see my husband and myself in these two cards. And, you know, think we have a pretty good family home life, but, you know, maybe our oldest is getting close to that age of moving out of the house, so it could be that sort of energy. It's still a few more years there, but in the context of this reading for someone else, this could be a sort of oppressive sort of environment. Maybe this hermit crab is feeling like it can't grow as a person by being stifled by these two energies here, and wanting to move on. So something like that. All right. So finally, our last little sample reading here. We have the Six of Pentacles in the middle here with, all right, the Star. So that guiding light, that hope sort of energy with that reciprocation, giving and sharing. And then the Knight of Swords. So I feel like this is having a lot to do with looking to others, looking for that support and that energy, and that's sort of giving you this person, this vole here, that energy of just, all right, now we can move forward, now we can we can move forward with this, now that we've gotten that help, we have that hope, we have that this is almost that Ace of Wands energy, that fire under our belly, fire in our bellies sort of energy that's powering this Knight of Swords here. Yeah, so there's this hope sort of energy, and getting what we need and using what we've needed to really go for it. Just go straight for what we're almost a one-track mind sort of energy. Yeah, we've started off with this hopeful energy. We've gotten the help we needed, and that has really boosted us, and we are on that way. All right, so that is the sample readings for the 5s and 6s of the Major Arcana in the Pacific Northwest Tarot. And look how pretty this background is with this card. This is why I went with this fabric for this bag. It's just so, like, this does a good job, really. Like, yeah. I'm very happy with my bag. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will see you next time. Bye.